Friends, when can you say that a conductor or a metallic wire or a resistor offers a resistance? For that I have drawn one particular wire which is actually conductor in nature, but let us say they are constituted with atoms. As they are having positive charge, when electrons constitute an electric current through the metallic wire, while they are flowing, their motion are getting retarded as they are getting attracted by these positive charges. So that we can say that this metallic wire offers a resistance to group of electrons which are moving through the wire or a conductor. Let us know about good conductor, a component of a given size that offers a low resistance, means the electrons which are constituting current while flowing through the conductor are opposed less or attracted less or retarded less. So their motion is very soft, swiftly they move, and as a result of it, that conductor is considered as a good conductor. Now, how we can make a resistor? A conductor with some appreciable resistance. So you have to take one conductor which is having some appreciable resistance in comparison to a good conductor. It can be used to make a resistor. I would like to tell about insulators also. Insulators are the material which apply a very high resistance or even a higher resistance than a poor conductor. Then that material which offers a very high resistance is considered as insulators, but insulators are the one which are having no free electrons. So they offers a very high resistance. Students, we are going to talk about next topic, that is factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends, for which I have drawn one wire. It is a large size wire actually, but this is the length of the conductor which we have considered, and this is the area of cross section. Now let me tell you that the two factors which I have drawn now is length and area. So length is one of the factor on which resistance of a conductor depends, as well as area of a cross section is also one of the factor on which resistance depends. So I will tell you about it by a particular example. I have shown one diagram in which there are two paths drawn. Let us say a vehicle is passing through path 1, and let us say the same vehicle is passing through path 2. Now these are potholes. These are potholes. The potholes are actually offering resistance here. So let us say I considered the length of the path here L1, and here the length of the path is considered as L2. Both the paths are having potholes which will offer resistance. That means if L1 is the path, it will offer some resistance. But if the length of the path is increased, which is having potholes, then you will be offered more resistance. So one factor, length, matters, that if length is more, the resistance provided will be more. So I have compared the path with a metallic wire. If the length of the wire is more, the resistance offered by that wire will be more. Now I have considered a path with more area. Now you can see here that if there is more area, then the flow of electrons, let us compare it with a vehicle passing through a space or through a path with more area. Then if there is more area, then these potholes will offer less resistance because there is a broader area here. So if the area is more, then the resistance offered will be less. So if we compare this with a metallic wire, then the path offered to electrons to move through it will be with less resistance. So we can conclude that resistance is directly proportional to length of the conductor. That means if you increase the length, the resistance of the resistor or a conductor will increase. But it is inversely proportional to area. So if you increase the area, the resistance of a resistor will decrease. So if I combine both the equation, I come to a new point that resistance is directly proportional to length upon area. Now what I am going to do, I am going to take out this proportionality sign, and if I am taking out the proportionality sign, resistance will be equal to rho. This rho symbol is considered as proportionality constant, but it is also known as resistivity of a material, which is the characteristic of a material itself. So we come to a new equation that R is equal to rho, R is equal to rho L upon A, where there is a dependency of resistant with length and area of cross section. So as per this relation, we obtained one new equation that R is equal to rho L upon A, where rho is the resistivity of the material. It is one of the characteristics of the material. Now if we make the head of this equation as rho, then resistivity of the material rho is equal to R is multiplied by A, and it is divided by R is multiplied by A, and it is divided by length of the conductor. So a conductor of a particular length and some particular cross section area which is offering some resistance is equal to resistivity. Now let us find out the unit to measure resistivity, as ohm is the unit to measure resistance and area is measured into meter square and it is divided by length, that is meter. If you cancel out this part, you get that unit to measure resistivity is ohm into meter. So unit to measure resistivity is ohm into meter. Let us find out the factors on which resistance and resistivity of any material is dependent. Let us say if there is a resistor or a metallic wire, then length of the wire, area of cross section, these are the two factors on which resistance depends. That means if you change the length or change the area, resistance will change. Next, if you change the temperature of the surroundings or temperature of that material, resistance may change. And if you change the material itself, at last the resistance can change, because different materials got different resistance. But if I say resistivity, it depends on only two things. It depends on temperature either. If temperature will vary, resistivity of that material will change. And last, if you change the whole material, the resistivity will change.